Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Oge and you're watching About the Book and Stuff, a place where we freely talk about books however we want. Today's review is on a book titled Never Split the Difference, Negotiate as if your life depended on it by Voss. Well, the author of this book was once the chief hostage negotiator for the FBI and he has spent a lot of his years negotiating hostage situations. Never Split the Difference is an amazing book, and if I was a business professor, this book would be a must read for any student taking my class. I really enjoyed this book and I'm encouraging you guys to try reading it as well, because negotiation is actually a very big part of our lives, and whether we like it or not, we are forced to negotiate as teachers, as business owners, as parents, you name it. This book helps us understand that though we cannot do away with negotiations in our day-to-day lives, we can always work it to our advantage and come out with deals that benefits us. In a nutshell, this book is a book that's concerned with getting you to accept negotiation, and in doing so, learn how to get what you want in a psychologically aware way. It also teaches you how to use your emotions, insights and instincts in any encounter to connect better with people, influence them and get what you want. Even though I enjoyed reading Never Split the Difference, I would advise you to read it in a go, and if you do read it in one go, I suggest that you read it again. Because like I said in the review I did on Robin Sharma's book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, some books are meant to be tested, some are meant to be chewed, and some are meant to be swallowed whole. This book right here falls under those books that are meant to be chewed, and that is why I gave it 4 stars. Well, this book touches on a lot of things that once you understand and apply to your life, you begin to see better results, and I will be talking on a few of those things, but I absolutely advise you to read this book, because especially if you're into business, because you'll be glad you did. The first thing I'll be talking about is negotiation. The author says that the majority of the interactions we have at home and at work are negotiations that boil down to the expression of a simple animalistic urge: I want. Getting what you want out of life is all about getting what you want from and with other people. The author says that your career, your finances, your reputation, your love life, even the fate of your kids at some point hinge on your ability to negotiate. In simple terms, negotiation is communication with results. Well, no matter what I say about the concept of negotiation, the truth is most of us hate it, and trust me, I do too. But Chris is saying that we don't have to like it, we just have to understand that that's how the world works. Don't see it as grinding somebody down, because that's how I usually feel. He says to see it as simply playing the emotional game that human society is set up for. Because in this world, you get what you ask for, you just have to know how to ask correctly, and asking correctly starts with listening correctly. Now, listening well is not an easy thing. We are often distracted, and oftentimes we engage in selective listening, hearing only what we want to hear. Chris says that to be a good negotiator, you must learn to really listen, even if that's the last thing you really want to do, because people who talk a lot may not even know when they let out a very important information that you can use to your advantage. The next thing I'll be talking about is empathy. Empathy is paying attention to another human being, asking what they're feeling, and making a commitment to understanding their world. The beauty of empathy, according to the author, is that it doesn't demand that you agree with the other person's idea. You might as well find it crazy. But by acknowledging the other person's situation, you immediately convey that you were listening. And once they know that you're listening, they may tell you something that you can use to your benefit. This is necessary because actual decision making is governed by emotion. This is why your tone of voice is very important when it comes to negotiating. You can use your voice to intentionally reach into someone's brain and flip the emotion switch. If you know the emotional drives of a person, you can frame the benefits of an idea or deals in a language that will resonate. There are other techniques like mirroring and labeling in this book that will help you when you're trying to be empathetic towards another person, but I obviously will not go into that. I want you to read this book so you can actually, experience this thing for yourself. The next thing we're talking about is deadlines. This author sees deadlines as the screw that pressures every deal to a conclusion. Because we all have a tendency to rush when a deadline is approaching. We tend to jump to the worst conclusions in our head. This author is saying that deadlines are almost always flexible and hardly ever trigger the consequences we think or are told that they will. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to watch TV when you should be working, because you're not supposed to be scared of deadlines. I'm saying that if for any just reason you're unable to meet up with a deadline, try as much as possible not to succumb to the pressure from your brain to rush, because rushing leads to mistakes. I really would like to go into my absolute favorite chapter of this book that says, beware yes, master no. But I really can't do that, because if I do, this video will be long and I really don't want that. But I may just do another review on this book, who knows. So I'm going to stop here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Before I go, let me remind you that negotiation is a very important part of human existence. That's something we really cannot do without. I'll suggest that we try as much as possible to learn it. I mean, it really would not hurt. This is actually the end of today's review. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, turn on the notification bell so you get notified notified anytime I post another video, and I'll see you guys next week. Mwah.